Sony sure does love them some superheroes, which makes sense, since both MCU Spider-Man films and their 2018 Venom outing made them just about all of the money. So what is next for their Sony Marvel Universe? Well, we are so glad that you asked, cause it's flippin' Morbius! And we got a trailer for it that has some rather spicy reveals in it. So you know that we have just got to break this trailer down and look at all that there is to see. From how Jared Leto is transforming into the blood-sucking pseudo-vampire, to what the heck Adrian Toomes is doing in this flick, we're gonna speculate the heck out of this trailer. So let's get right into it. The trailer opens with some shots of a school, where we get to see young Michael Morbius' tragic backstory, as he limps along with the aid of a crutch, only to get picked on and subsequently beaten up by some bullies. But it's okay, because he has a gift, and is like, wicked smart. We can tell because he plays chess by himself. We see Jared Harris speaking with a now all grown up Morbius, before we get some shots showing that Michael's condition hasn't exactly gotten better. But he has managed to achieve quite a bit in his life regardless, including winning a Nobel Prize in medicine. We then see him working hard in the lab, including treating a sick child. This is followed up by Martine Bancroft checking out his spine while his voiceover explains that he has a rare blood disease, and that he is apparently running out of time. Luckily, he has a bat pinned down on a board, which gives us our first hint at how he plans on curing himself, with bat DNA. His search for a cure takes him to a remote location, where he shows us how not to handle a big knife before being enveloped in a cloud of bats. And so, Morbius the living vampire is born. We see that he is becoming stronger, being able to stand on his own and do some serious damage to some glass, and that has Bancroft all kinds of concerned. Understandably, her fiancé is a vampire now. We'd be a tad bit freaked out as well. Morbius deadlifts a sarcophagus, does some cool smoky moves, including nightcrawlering through a hallway, and showcases his newfound ability to use echolocation. There is a confrontation on a tanker of some sort, while his voiceover explains that he has the overwhelming urge to consume blood. Which, yep, totally checks out as something a vampire would probably have to deal with. Then we get this shot, with Morbius walking in front of a wall with Spider-Man on it, with the word murderer scrawled across it. This is our first solid hint that this film, and therefore the rest of the SMU, are MCU adjacent, meaning that they are not quite a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the events of that larger universe aren't going to be completely ignored. The murderer here, for example, is probably referencing the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, where the old webhead was blamed for the untimely demise of Mysterio. We had heard word that the new Sony Disney deal was going to allow the SMU films to directly reference events in the MCU, and we guess this is proof of that. The next shot gives us our first glimpse of Tyrese Gibson's Simon Stroud, an FBI agent who is searching for Morbius. Not quite sure what he has on his arm there, but it probably helps him fight vampires. We then get to see Matt Smith as Loxias Crown, doing a sweet slow-mo walk with a stern look on his face that you know just means that the former Doctor is totally gonna follow in David Tennant's footsteps and play a supervillain. Specifically one known as Hunger, yet another pseudo-vampire. We get some action shots, including one where what looks to be some poor nurse or research assistant is being chased by something otherworldly before it ultimately nabs her. Then we get our big reveal of Morbius fully vampired out, complete with glowing red eyes and a seriously deformed brow. It actually looks super similar to how he looks in the comics, which has just gotta have Morbius comic book fans all kinds of excited. There is the title card, which is looking pretty swanky. Then our next big reveal for this trailer happens. Flippin' Adrian Toomes pops up, asking if Michael Morbius is done with the whole hero thing. Now, not only is this big because it is a blatant MCU connection, but it also looks like Toomes' role in the SMU might be as a sort of evil Nick Fury, pulling together these anti-heroes like Morbius, and probably even Venom, into a sort of supergroup, more than likely meant to take on Spider-Man. Remember, while Morbius and Venom have been anti-heroes in the comics, they have also been major antagonists for the Wallcrawler. And with Spider-Man soon ending his tenure with the MCU after one more solo Spidey flick, it would make sense for Sony to start sowing the seeds for what comes next. Either way, what they've got so far with Morbius is looking pretty dang cool. You know what else is cool? hitting that subscribe button and the little bell thingy. Also turning on notifications in your app settings. That is literally the coolest thing that anyone could possibly do. At least that's what we think, and when have we ever steered you wrong? What did you think of the Morbius trailer? What about it being so blatantly connected to the MCU? Be sure to leave us your thoughts in the comments down below. And while you're down there, why not consider subscribing to ScreenRant for even more awesome content just like this. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you at the movies.